Middlesbrough desperate for a win at Swansea, and Ben Gibson has been speaking this week to Rachel String.
The Middlesbrough defender Ben Gibson's been called into the
senior England
Sunday's World Cup qualifier against Lithuania.
Right, Ben, I think firstly, you might owe your girlfriend a holiday.
Yeah, I believe so, and I don't think she'll let me forget it, to be honest. It was obviously international break. Friday morning, went to training. The gaffer had us in early because the lads often go away with the days off. Printed off the boarding cards for a little trip to Mallorca, checked in, finished training and was ready to go, and the secretary ran upstairs to tell me I'd been called up. I was shocked, I was delighted, it was just mad.
How did you break the news to your girlfriend? Did you actually go around there and say,
no,
we're not going anymore?
Yeah, well, actually, you wouldn't believe this. I rang her, and I think last international break, I think I pretended I was injured just to wind her up. Okay. So I said, listen, we can't go, I've got training tomorrow, something of that nature. She was gutted and I started laughing. So this time, I rang her to tell her I'm in the England squad. She didn't believe me. So she thought she was waiting for me to start laughing, and then it was only after my little brother had rang her to say how good's this that she realised and then celebrated it properly.
How was it to go and join up with the England setup? Obviously, you didn't actually get to play, but it must have been such an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Every boy in this country dreams of playing for England, you know, when you're in the park. And this is what my friends were saying to me, that we used to pretend when we were kids that we were playing at Wembley. They used to whip balls in and shout Beckham, and it's every young boy's dream. So to be doing that was just such an honour. It was phenomenal and something I'll never ever forget. Oh no, that's me, innit? Is that me? What a schoolboy. Llama. Ian, mate, I'm in the middle of an interview here, I'm going to have to shoot. That's Jonathan Woodgate.
Oh, we'll chat about him in a minute.
So it's our new coach.
I was going to say, how is it, him being back anyway?
No, brilliant, yeah. He's top man. In the latter years that he was here, fantastic person to have around the dressing room, role model, leader. It's sort of the natural progression, really.
Do you think he's going to come in at good enough time to change anything?
Yeah, without a doubt. There's still 10 games of the season left, so it's a massive end to the season. He is a legend, he's played at the highest level of the game. There's not many English players, particularly defenders, that get moves to Real Madrid. That happens for a reason. Towards the back end of his career, he was always helping me anyway. He was taking me aside, telling me what I could do better, what I've done well, analysing my clips. So he took a lot of time to do that, really. It's very, very good of him.
Steve Agnew come in, second game in charge with this weekend. What is the atmosphere like?
It's really positive. We've been in hard, difficult positions before, so we still believe in ourselves that we're going to get out of the predicament we're in at the moment. We've known Steve Agnew for a long, long time. We think he's a fantastic coach. He encourages players to be expansive and try things, and we're looking forward to having a change of ideas and mentality and trying something different, because what we're doing hasn't been working. Results and our league position have shown that.
So Karanka obviously really helped your progression.
I can only say positive things about him. My career took a real upturn when he came. I've got to say thanks for that, but we're on to a new chapter, and that starts now, and we have to make sure that it's a very successful start to remain in the league.
And I guess as well, having an uncle as a chairman, has it ever helped or hindered your career? Because obviously some people might be like, oh, you're born with a silver spoon, you've had your uncle. I don't know, you're laughing.
You sound like one of the lads on the training ground.
Well, you know, people ever kind of said to you, oh, you've had it easy?
Yeah, of course, that's what happens, unfortunately. People in this world are cynical, particularly as a kid. You know, you get jealous people, jealous parents. That's always something I've had to compete against. In fact, it's really helped me. It's always drove me on. I've always felt like I've had to work harder, because actually I'm written off from the start. As a kid, people just assumed you were only there because of your uncle. You were only really there to get a free tracksuit. So every manager growing up through the academy ranks, every player I come across, every parent my mum and dad had to stand next to, they've always really thought the same. So gradually I've had to change all of their opinions, and it's a challenge I've really enjoyed.
Down again, in came Gibson!
Playing for your hometown club's a real roller coaster. The ups are even higher than your average players, but the lows are low. So you can't get away from it, but that's something you buy into, and it's something that I've loved, I've relished in it, and I think we all know it's a make or break week, really, and it's one that we're just excited by, because we've crept into the relegation zone. And now we're looking at this week as an opportunity to put it right.
And we should say, in a Focus First, he paid for everyone's lunch that day of the interview, which is more sign of he's a very nice young man.
Yeah.
You look at his